We're live. Welcome back to season 2 of the Doomer Bloomer podcast with your host, Bill ETE. John Wynn is on vacation, but he may be back this spring. In the meantime, we have some brand new guests, a possible new co host. And lots of new and exciting topics to bring to our audience. All right, this evening we have somebody from the faraway land of Russia, Mother Russia, Russia with love. I'd like to formally introduce Alex from Russia. Alex, how are you tonight, buddy?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm doing great, bud. 2021 is looking to be a very productive and very exciting year for me. I just landed a new job today. I'm going to be a solar sales and marketing guru. And I've also started my own renewable energy company on the side, plus this podcast. So my life is pretty awesome. How are you doing in Russia?
Uh, Everything's great, I would say. I'm working, I'm living, I'm talking to you now. Everything's great.
So just to give you guys a little bit of background, Alex reached out to me from Instagram because you found our podcast on iTunes, correct?
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, if you're an iTunes listener, please leave a review. It really helps us out. iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher, and Amazon are our major platforms right now. So please, if you're listening to this podcast, please leave us a review. It really helps out our ratings. So Alex, just to get things started, I know, that Canada and Russia are kind of different, as we've talked about in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But something that I think about a lot, and it just helps me stay positive and motivated. But what would you recommend people do to build a millionaire mindset? So, just give me your best understanding of what it's like to have a millionaire mindset. It's something that a lot of people think about, wealth and happiness. So what's your thoughts on that? Being from Russia, it's a little different over there.
What can I say about this? Maybe you have to listen to some kind people who can give you interesting advices to be better day by day. Maybe you need some coaches, business coaches, who can give you not only common advices but also proper advices to make your own business. For instance, like outside as well as inside on the computer, for example. Uh, you just have to do something to move on, to make movements. You have to wake up early. You have to do some work. You have to go to the gym, for example, because everything makes you better, makes you stronger. And I think that this all advices, of course, are common for everybody. But at the same time, uh, every little step to your success uh, in business or in earning money is necessarily. And if you want to be successful in your business, uh, building millionaire, you have to do this. Just not to just don't stop and try to move move on, and everything will be okay. Yes.
Okay, that's great advice. I have been reading some new books
Hmm.
this year. There's three books I'm actually going to recommend to people. The first book I'm going to recommend, and I'll link it in the description, is to a book by Matthew McConaughey, and it's
Uh huh.
called Green Lights. Green Lights is I guess it would be a memoir or autobiography by Matthew McConaughey, the famous actor in America,
Hmm.
originally from Texas. So I'm going to link that in the description. Green Lights is a really great book.
Hmm.
Uh, the next book I'm actually going to recommend to people, and I just started it. It's by Grant Cardone, and it's called The 10X Rule. So the basic premise of that book is that if you want massive success in your life, you have to do 10 times the actions. So everything that you do, you need to be putting massive effort towards it. And like you said, Alex, working towards your goals every day.
Yes.
Um, and the third book I'm going to recommend is actually a gratitude journal. I would recommend everyone have a gratitude journal, a daily gratitude journal. Um, it's really helped me out in my life. Just taking the time to be grateful every every morning and every night for the things that I do have. Um, so my question for you, Alex, is I mean, like I said, Russia and Canada, and like we're going through some, I would say, unprecedented, more difficult times with COVID-19 right now.
Hmm.
But how do you recommend people have an attitude of gratitude? So are you happy with what you have, or do you want more?
I think that everything's good. Of course, I'm grateful. Uh, it's interesting topic because every day we're trying to achieve new goals, and might be yesterday we didn't think that everything's great, but only by doing new steps towards to your success, towards to your dreams, you can understand that everything is going better. I mean, for example, you are working on your job, and today you have several tasks. For example, you and as far as you uh, have done with one by one task, you are feeling better, and you are really feeling better, and you understand that you can be grateful to your life, to your day. Might be to some people who cares about you, who help you. Uh, Also, of course, it's not about work. It's not about business. Also, it's about your own life. I'm grateful to my family, to my wife, to my mother, father, to father and mother of my wife. I'm grateful to my cats, two fluffy cats, uh, who wait me from my work, uh, and think that I can feed them every day. It's cool understanding that even cats wait you. And I'm grateful to my life that I have such guys in my life. Uh, I'm grateful to my wife because we are together for 11 years uh, totally, and 3 years in marriage. And she is very cool girl. She's very interesting girl, and I'm happy with her. Uh, we are on the same on the same level on this not level. We are on the same wave. I would say it's like we have the same interests, goals, experiences in some part of life, and something like that. Maybe I can add something, but it doesn't matter because just I just want you to know that I just want you to understand that my vision of attitude of gratitude is thankful life, and you have to thank your people around you, your close people, closest people, and might be you have to be grateful to God if you believe in Him, and your life will be better. You will feel comfortable. You will feel good, and not nothing can makes with you in this way, I guess.
Okay. Well, well, that sounds very positive. Um, like for myself and for a lot of people, especially this past year, it's been pretty hard. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like I've personally struggled with my mental health,
Mm-hmm.
um, and what I'd like to talk about, even though it's kind of personal,
Mm-hmm.
um, and we'll come back to the other topics in a bit, but is and it was really topical. Like, and this is different between North America and Russia. We talk about this a lot. Yesterday or the day before was it was called Bell Let's Talk Day, and it's all about bringing awareness to mental health disorders. Uh, and I personally struggle from bipolar, and I didn't know this for the longest time. Um, I've had extreme mood swings and bouts of depression my entire life. It was only this past year that I started medication, and for me, that's what's really helped. Um, but honestly, having a good routine, exercise, um, and trying not to get stuck in your negative thought loops, basically training your brain or training yourself
Mm-hmm.
to think more positively rather than, oh, my life sucks, my life stinks, and then it just becomes a cycle. Um, you need to try and vibrate, I don't know, at a higher frequency.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm asking you is, how have you ever struggled with mental health, and if so, what would you recommend uh, people people do about it?
Yes, now I am aware about bipolar disorder. Before you've told me about this, uh, to be honest, I didn't know much information about this. I mean that people in Russia, it's harsh people, and they work day by day hard. They go to home, have some routine, some problems inside, and don't think about their inside inner problems sometimes. And sometimes you look you see someone and you think that, oh guy, what's wrong with you? He says that I have just a hard life with some routines and some problems like mortgage, earning money, and so on. And you don't understand that besides this, mm, of course, common problems, common routines, he has also he can have also inner problems like bipolar. And to me, it looks like just common depression. And living in the cities like St. Petersburg, where sun is not every day, uh, we feel depression almost the whole year because uh, because we don't have enough vitamin D, and our mood can be worse day by day. Uh, and at the same time, we don't understand that people can have real problems like bipolar. Depends on I don't know, might be inner disorders. And what can I advise to fight with this? If you find out, if you understand that you have such kind of problem, of course it's very bad problem. I've heard, I've watched one video from two guys on YouTube channel couple days ago, and I understood what it is, and it's very very bad thing. They said that you have to take medication, you try to find more socials, more people who cares about you, and only by this way you are going through changes, and everything is going better. But it takes time, takes a lot of time. Might be 1 to 5 6 months, even 1 year. Uh, what I can advise in this case, of course, because I didn't have such problem, I can only give you common advices, such as before I've told about try to be more positive. Try to find some interesting business in your life. Try to find your uh, to try to find friends, to be more sociable. Uh, Go to the gym, walking outside. Uh, don't think. Don't be in your inside circle, inside your purgatory. I would say. Maybe it's strange to hear, but at the same time, it's a bad place. And try to be more positive. Of course, go to doctors. Of course, they will help you. They will definitely help you. But at the same time, try to do something to be more positive. Uh, Listen to music, watch TV shows, different, for example, comedies. Uh, Doing something to not thinking about your bad mood. And I I think that day by day, step by step, you will feel better. You will feel yourself better. Uh, of course, it's not easy, but only doing something, only going to by this path, I think I guess it can help you. So something like that might be you can add your vision of fighting with this disorder, because you have experienced it, and it's your I would say it's your life part. It's your part of life. Of course, it's of previous life. Thank God, because previous year, past year is out of the board.
Well, and you might have noticed, this past year, you know, this podcast hasn't been that active.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. Unfortunately.
and part of that is because, I was going through my own personal challenges, and when you're doing, as you're growing and progressing, you only have the energy to do the things that you can do on a daily basis, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my philosophy in life is if you can't help yourself, how are you going to help other people, right? And
I
that's
agree.
one of the long-term goals of this podcast. It's to provide, I guess, a pathway or advice. Like, we're not counselors, um, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but we have experienced life. I've experienced a lot of life. I've experienced high highs and I've experienced low lows, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And this podcast is about connecting doomer bloomers, people who have been, as I like to say, through a hero's journey, right? Where they go through that path through the darkness to come out the other side a better person. Um, so my goal this year is to get one one guest every week for the next 52 weeks.
Cool.
Um, so if you're in my network, if you listen to this podcast, um, you're a doomer bloomer. I consider you part of my collective. I consider you my friend. I consider you um, somebody that I want to connect with. So yeah, if you have people in your network that are going through stuff and need some advice or counsel, this is the podcast to send them to. We're going to have experts on all sorts of different topics, building wealth, happiness, what I like to call the 9 pillars of success, which I don't want to list them right now, but it'll be on our new website. Um, I think I'm going to get Alex to be a guest blogger. Uh, he likes to write. He likes to write me essays every day or every week. And I've really enjoyed his company, getting to know him, even though we live on separate continents and separate countries. But he connected with me through the podcast, and that's honestly what life is about: is connecting to interesting people and making your mark on the world, making your legacy on the world. Um, Again, I read a lot of books. That's primarily what I do in my spare time, is reading. Um, I've read a lot of self help books. Just just to recommend a few books, my favorite book of all time is The Tao Te Ching, by Lao Tzu. 88 verses. Read one verse a day; it'll change your life. And that's Taoism. And the other subject I follow quite heavily is Stoicism.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite Stoic is Marcus Aurelius, the last great emperor of Rome. And I reference and I read Meditations probably, at least once a year. Um, and I probably reference it once a month. Again, I'll link those in the podcast description and on YouTube. Um, so yeah, I mean, and just remember, where you are doesn't doesn't mean that's where you're going to end up. If I was to look on my life and where I was 10 years ago versus where I am now, so 21 to 31, sure, I made some mistakes, but I made some good choices as well. And that's, I think, important, realizing that just because you're in a path doesn't mean you have to stay on that path, right? Your path can change, and it can lead to something better. Just keep making those choices that are good for you. The one thing that I really decided to give up this past year, um, it was because it wasn't serving me, is drugs and alcohol. Not that I was a big drinker or I did a lot of drugs in the past. Um, but as you know, I've talked about psychedelics and how psychedelics can help expand your mind and put you into to different frames of even reality. But also psychedelics have a dark side. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like you go into every experience with what you bring with you. You go into that cave, that dark cave, as a hero on your hero's journey. You take what you bring with you. So if you're bringing negative emotions, negative thoughts, dark energy, um, that's going to follow you into that cave, right? So when you want to confront these things, you have to again elevate yourself to another level. And like Alex said, seek out advice from doctors. And personally, we're going to see the rise of psychedelic medicine in the next 5 to 10 years, where there's going to be specialized people who know how to use MDMA, they know how to use psilocybin, they know how to use LSD, and they're going to be your guide on your adventures. And I wouldn't recommend anyone going into these experiences um, without a guide. And I think that's probably where I went wrong this past year. And I've honestly have a lot more respect um, for these substances now. And they're going to be legalized. It's coming. There are already so many drug trials out there, especially with psilocybin, MDMA, helping people with post traumatic stress disorder. I'm going to be inviting a guest probably in the next 2 weeks to the next month. Um, he doesn't know this yet, but he's coming um, on the podcast to talk about post traumatic stress. Um, and yeah, I any other thoughts to add, Alex?
I think that everything you have mentioned, alcohol or drugs, uh, I would say that if you take this in small portions, you can be you can feel better. You can expand your mind. You can uh, make your mood be more sunny, if we can say so. But at the same time, you can be caught in the prison of your uh, mind. What I mean that doing this, you feel better only on some time, on a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, doesn't matter. Yes, and after that, if you took a lot of this, uh, you feel really bad. You feel yourself really bad. For instance, yesterday, after hard working week, I drank a lot of beer. Beer, it's so simple, yeah. Just a beer. It's not drugs. It's not like MDMA, for example. It's not even like vodka or other kind of alcohol, strong alcohol, I mean. But at the same time, uh, I drank a lot of beer, and yesterday I f- I felt myself really bad. Yeah, and I understood that why I did it, why I drank so much alcohol. To feel better, to make my mood more fun. I don't know. I don't know. Just to try, just to trying to do this. But after that, you feel, you understand that I didn't have to do this. I just have to control myself, to maintain the certain level of alcohol in our blood, and by this way you can be okay, you can be happy on the party, for example, and everything will be great after that. So what I wanted, what I want to tell you, that you have to control yourself. Only by controlling yourself, your different uh, passions, uh, you can be man, real man. But if you if you lose your control, you're going to something like animal, uh, and it's really bad, because people, I think that it's they are not animals. They have to control themselves, and that's why we are different from animals who can't avoid their habits, who can avoid their nature feelings, and
In, in,
yeah, yeah,
instinct versus logic and reasoning
yes,
is the main difference, right?
yes, yes. I mean this. You have to you have to live not only by your instincts. You have to understand that everything can can uh, everything can be good, but at the same time, everything can be bad. It just depends on the portions of what are volumes of what you took. If you are drinking a lot, you will feel yourself bad tomorrow. But if you drink less, uh, everything will be okay. And of course, it's not problem. Just control yourself. So that's why I understood that next time I will drink beer or take another alcohol, doesn't matter. I will control myself again and again. Once again, I understand this, but I'm crazy, and uh, I'm trying to study to be better, to go on the pathway of being better me than yesterday. So yeah, I think control is the best thing of living.
Do you know something that we can't control? I
What?
know something. I know something we can't control.
Cat control?
Yeah, we can't control who the next president of the United States is.
Ah, yes, yes, I agree.
Mr. Joe Biden.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the change of president?
Actually, I wouldn't say that we feel different influence of Joe Biden in Russia, because Joe Biden is in America. There, we have here another guy, big Russian boss, I would say. But at the same time, we watched what was going on in America, and with interest. I mean, we watched TV channels on YouTube, for example, and my wife, for example, was more interested than me, because I'm not a big fan of politics, and he was more involved in this in this. And many people, popular people, I mean, celebrities, for example, supported Biden. So I think it's good. It's great because Trump is very strange guy. I would say he's a weird guy because he has um, some bad things of his uh, mm, I mean, Trump is some kind of racist, nationalist, and sexist.
Yeah, he's all three of those things.
Yes, and
Uh,
yes, that's why Trump is a very strange and weird guy. And as far as I know, a lot of Americans uh, didn't support him. Uh, Not only uh, the whole his time, but by the end of his sitting in place, a lot of people more and more didn't support him because they saw what's going on in America, what he did to people, to immigrants, for example, to freedom, and that's why people didn't support him. That's why in Russia, people understand something like the same, that why we have to support Trump on his spot. He's a strange guy. I recommended you to watch one video from YouTube. It's a video clip from one Russian woman, Nadezhda Tolokonnikova. It's it's a anarcho music band, as you know, Pussy Riot. Uh, why
Pussy
I
Riot.
Pussy Riot?
Pussy
Yeah,
Riot.
yeah.
Pussy Riot.
Strange
Yeah,
name.
I watched it. It's a very weird video.
Yeah,
I will put it in the link in the description for people.
yeah.
Um,
It's
but
very funny video. I would say.
disturbing. I found it disturbing.
Hmm.
It was funny, but not funny, haha. Like funny
Uh,
weird.
like something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I agree. And what I want to say that maybe this video can tell you what I'm thinking about Trump. I feel something like that, was in this video, and I hopefully, that Joe Biden will be better president of America and will be better in the whole arena of politics. So we'll live, we'll see.
yeah, it's a new year. Um, we hope things are going to get better, not worse. Um, COVID-19 vaccines are supposed to come out this year. We'll see. Fingers crossed, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, kind of tired of wearing my mask to the grocery store. Um, but yeah, so we'll end this podcast on a positive note. I was going to ask you, Alex, what are your goals for 2021? Like what I know I don't really do New Year's resolutions, but I do have goals and targets that I set every year for myself. So I was going to ask you what your goals and targets
Hmm.
for this year are.
Well, I have several goals and targets this year. One is regarding my work, one is regarding my home, one is regarding my health, uh, one is regarding my business. my understanding of the future life, of the better future life. So uh, I wanna take more care of my health. Mm, uh, Trying to go to the gym much more than the past year, because past year uh, I went not so often, and that's why I lost my concentration of my muscles and my mind to be stronger. And yeah, regarding my job, I'm working in sales field. As you know, I'm a sales representative of LG Electronics Russia air conditioning department. I want to increase my sales this year. I have a proper plan, and I will try to as many. At least I will try meet expectations. Uh, but of course, I want to exceed them. We'll see. But not only job is important in our life, and as I told you, of course, I want to change my inner life, and one of the my I would say one of pages in my life, and very interesting, is to improve my English skills. It's very
Well,
funny. It's very funny, because I'm trying to do this day by day. But as far as I don't have uh, a lot of speaking practice with guys like you, for example, of course, I can't feel that something like, yeah, I'm going through changes. I'm better than yesterday. I feel myself the same. I mean, I'm speaking and I understand that nothing happens. Nothing happened. What's going on? And I think that it depends on practice. I strongly recommend to guys who want to study English. Doesn't matter, maybe Japanese or French. Uh, you have to practice day by day, reading, listening, uh, speaking more and more in public, at home for your with your home mates, for instance. Just speaking with cats, with your dogs, cats, with your pets, and just to imagine that you are speaking with someone, with some native speaker, and it can help. It will can help you. One of my goals is to improve my English, because in I hope that in a few years, in a few years, it's my dream. We will immigrate with my wife to another country, and I would say that it can be English speaking country. For example, Canada. Uh,
Canada.
I like Canada. Uh,
Come to Canada. Come to Canada, buddy. I'll
yes,
get you. I'll get you a job.
and a lot of speaking practice.
Well, we can start talking every week if you want. I can give that. I can give you a 1 day per week if you want.
So it would be great, because I like to speak with you. You are very cool guy, interesting man, and to me, it's really better to speak with real men than trying to find out something like internet speaking, internet chatting, because when you are speaking with a real man. Uh, it's more useful, it's more profitable. So if you advise me, if you can uh, add this activity in my life, I would say it's good. And Why not? It would be great. And that's all my goals: sport, health, English skills. Also, I have other goals, but I won't tell you about them because it's some kind of secret now. Might be in 1 year I will open this information because I will feel that I have done something to achieve them. Because if I won't achieve them, why I have to tell you this? I should tell you this because no, it's some kind of secret now.
Yeah, you let your results speak for themselves. In other words,
Yes, yes.
it sounds like you're on your own hero's journey this year, like a lot of us are.
Yeah, agree.
Um, what I want to introduce right now, and I haven't really talked about it that much in the past, but I'm gonna talk about my 9 pillars of existence, and these are the 9 things that I focus my life on, and you can adopt them if you want or not. And I have various different metrics that I track, but my number one pillar in life is health. Um, I want to eventually run a triathlon. That's my goal. Um, so I'm not as close to that goal as I'd like to be, but that's because I'm kind of focusing right now on wealth. Wealth is my second pillar, uh, and I want to increase my income by 10x this year, by my job, various side hustles. I want to become a real estate investor. Uh, I want to, you know, increase my following on YouTube. If you hear this podcast or if you follow the podcast, please subscribe on YouTube. Doomers Bloomers uh, on YouTube. And then the next pillar I have is virtue. So that basically means do the right thing, and that comes from my Taoism and Stoicism background. Love is my fourth pillar. Um, that also could mean relationships with your family, your friends, yourself, your partner. Freedom. Freedom is my fifth pillar, and for me, it's one of my most important. I'm transitioning to working from home. I want to become location independent. I want to be able to work wherever in the world. I can go visit Alex in Russia, and I could just work work off my laptop. And I want to have a minimalist lifestyle. I don't want to be the guy, that has a Ferrari or a Lamborghini, or he has all these things that are they're just materialistic. I want to have a tiny home, and I want to be able to travel and live wherever I want to. And speaking of travel, that's my sixth pillar. I want to start going to, at least, you know, 3 to 5 countries in a year. I know with COVID it's going to be hard, but
Hmm.
I want to be able to, I want to go back to Mexico. I want
Hmm.
to, I want to, I want to go to South America. I want to go to Europe. I haven't really been out of North America, right? Um, until you start meeting people from different cultures and learning the language, people are people everywhere. My seventh pillar is peace. So that means my inner peace and my outer peace. I want to focus on being more calm, being more understanding. Um, and then my eighth pillar is art, and art is very broad, and that could be or art or creativity, whatever you want to call it. So that could be podcasting, that could be a blog, that could be YouTube, that could be writing. I'm not really a painter, but that could be painting. Anything and everything that you do to be a creative person. We're looking for those type of people to come on the podcast to talk about what they're doing. Um, so if you're a doomer bloomer and you have that spark of creativity, we want to hear from you. And my ninth pillar is integrity. So to me, that means to be honest with myself and others. You can't really Um, can't really be a true person until you've decided that you're going to live your life with integrity. Um, and then the other question that I always ask myself is, how can I serve? Right? How can I, not think about what I'm going to get from something, but what can I give other people? And what really changed my thinking on that was the Tao Te Ching, because the Tao Te Ching not preaches, but it talks about giving to others before thinking about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And this podcast, I really do it not for myself. I do it for other people. Um, but just like anything in this world, things cost money. Um, I have I have the website now, www.doomerbloomerspodcast.com. That's where you can find me online. Um, and uh, again, things are going to be we're going to be winding down here. But before I plug my social media, there's anything you want to add, Alex?
Uh, I would say that all pillars you have mentioned, I really like good advices to people. Good advice to people to add some of pillars in your life. I mean, for instance, inner peace, wealth, uh, healthcare, uh, everything. Everything of you mentioned can help you to be better, to go on your right pathway, and yeah, I think it's great to live, to feel yourself, to feel that you are a real man, and you can really change your life uh, to better times, to better. And I think that I will add some of your pillars into my life as well. Of course, I knew about them, but sometimes I don't think about them. I'm just living day by day, and don't understand that we have to find out some some special things then that can improve you, that can make you better. Yeah, that's why I will take these pillars into my life, and I hope that everything will be great. And next time we will podcast, I will be able to add something interesting about what happened, uh, something interesting, something special might be, if you will. Uh, Yeah, I would like to wish you everything you want to achieve in this year. Of course, uh, your thoughts about business, about work, about self improvement, about your health. It's everything really great. You are really a cool guy, and I do believe that everything will be okay. Everything will be great. Yeah, great. So. Uh, That's all.
All right. Well, thank you, Alex.
Thank you too.
um, I'm going to do my very best this year to have more guests on the podcasts from different backgrounds in business, health, all my 9 pillars. I'm going to try and find. I'm going to find trying to find experts in my 9 pillars,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to bring them on the show. We're gonna we're gonna have like I said, about a 30-minute to 45-minute conversation. Um, and we're going to try and get coaching lined up for people this year. I've connected with somebody who does coaching,
Mm-hmm.
and And honestly, like I said, I'm just trying to provide as much value as possible to people. And on that vein, uh, you can find me online. My social medias are Bill underscore ETE on Instagram and Twitter. I primarily hang out on Twitter and Instagram. My Facebook page now is the Doomer Bloomers on Facebook, and I have a personal page called William Summer. You can add me there if you like. On YouTube, it's the Doomer Bloomers, and on Twitter, the Doomer Bloomers the Doomer Podcast on Twitter. We have a website now. We have a GoFundMe page. Uh, Consider giving $10. If this has provided any value to you, $10 helps me keep the lights on. Um, it helps me get better guests. And we have a Patreon page, the Doomer Bloomers Patreon. There's 4 tiers right now. We have the Doomer Light plan, or the Doomer Bloomer plan. That's $7. You get a mini print, and I will send you a Doomer Bloomer mug. Or you get 10% off. You'll get 10% off the Doomer Bloomer store if you become a monthly subscriber to the Patreon page. The next level is the Alexa level, or the Alexa Bloomer. If you sign up for that level, it's $69 US, and you will get a Alexa speaker shipped to your house if you put in your information. And the next level up is a premium Doomer Bloomer, or the Doomer Bloomer Gold, and that means I will subscribe to your Instagram, all your social followings, medias. I will have you as a guest on the podcast, and you can have some of my time on the podcast, and I will promote whatever project you're working on right now. That is, I believe, $99 US. And then the next tier up is Doomer Bloomer Platinum, and that is for people who want one-on-one coaching with me. I will give you monthly coaching, and if you have problem areas in your life that you need help with or stuck on, I will arrange an hour of my time monthly for $125 US, which I think that's a pretty good deal. And if you're stuck in your life and you're in the doomer mindset, you're feeling negative about things, and you need somebody who has been there and done that and wants premium coaching, I will give you an hour of my time on Zoom. Or if you're close to me, I will come to you and I will arrange coaching in person. But most stuff is done on Zoom right now, or on some other VoIP or Skype platform. And I help you work through your problems. I know that sounds like maybe that sounds like a big commitment to you, but honestly, I've been through some really dark shit, and I am just here to help other people improve and move on in their life. And this podcast is honestly just about connecting people and sharing my experiences. So yeah, don't want to drone on there, but thank you for your time, Alex. I'm going to sign off. All right.
Thank you to Bill. It was interesting conversation. I would say it would be great to make your own merch with Doomer Bloomer.
Oh yeah, it's out there. If you go to the Patreon, you'll get merch. The merch is there. So we got
Great.
we got mugs, we got T-shirts.
Yeah.
All it costs is really all it costs is $10, $20. Some of the merch is a little more expensive, but honestly, it helps helps the show. And honestly, I think we have a pretty cool brand. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, I agree. It's a good deal, and so people who can be involved in this in this podcast in your I might say in your life. I think it's interesting for them to have some stuff like merch, mugs, or T-shirts or something like that. Well, I think I'll buy something.
All right, I'll send you a link, buddy.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you, buddy. It was interesting. Hopefully, everything will be okay. And yeah, see you later. Maybe next week.
Yeah, bud. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night. This has been the Doomer Bloomer podcast, season 2.